A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular.
Shalom. Call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. And as we all can see, we're waking up to news that the U.S. and Israel just bombed Iran. Okay, and they're in the first video you saw, they're pretty much going back and forth right now, bombing each other. All right, and this is going to lead into World War III. All right, we understand that this is Bible prophecy. This must happen, but you can expect a lot of changes, okay, as this goes on. This post says the U.S. and Israel just bombed Iran. The dollar is dying. The banks are failing. The people are waking up. They needed a reset button. They just pressed it. World War III is starting, okay? And truth be told, people are already, peeping game. Anything to stop midterms in the middle of the night while half the world is sleeping. People are already peeping game. The end is near. How the F you defending Americans from the Middle East? Once start seeing penny, okay. So you see people there, coming to the same sentiment. Well, we're screwed. And Babylon is screwed. And the least of the flock is drawing America out, man. All right, let's go right here. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That woe means destruction. This is talking about the third world war is coming quickly. In the NLT, the second terror is past, but look, the third terror is coming quickly. And this third terror will be fought with nuclear missiles. Okay, let's grab that. It's going to be fought with nuclear missiles. Okay. And this is why we've been telling you, Jakes, to repent, to come back to YAHAWASHI, to seek YAHAWASHI to the best of your ability. We're not perfect, but at the same time, you got to try, because if not, you're going to be destroyed. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. That's what you had in, these previous wars, actual men, in combat. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So this war that we're entering into is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. This is why you have something called a lake of fire in the Bible, because America is going to be engulfed in thermonuclear fire. In the NLT, the boots of the warrior and the uniforms blood-stained by war will all be burned, and they will be fuel for the fire. And those nations are gathering over there, getting ready to gather over there to fight. And ultimately, when they go to fight, that's going to bring in, a nuclear Armageddon, okay, to say the least. Let's go back over here. Let's see this.
World news. We have Russia right now dropping the phosphorus bombs on Ukraine. Look like it could be a February too. These are burning people. This is burning the whole neighborhood, burning cities. And yeah, this is probably a mess. The rest of this footage is pretty graphic, so go ahead and look up the video if you want to see the rest. It gets pretty wild. We also have the Gerald R. Ford that has arrived at Israel's coast. So it looks like everything is in position to hit Iran. All the countries across the Middle East is telling their citizens to go away. So it's the UK and France are telling their citizens get out of Israel, get out of UAE, get out of Saudi Arabia, all these areas that are close to Iran, because they know the United States is about to strike, because we did not strike a deal. We also have Israel launching airstrikes on Lebanon. They warned Hezbollah to not step into the war if the United States decides to hit Iran, which it seems like we did. So it looks like they're taking precautionary measures to make sure that Hezbollah is not in the position to hit Israel. But even as we're focusing on that, we have another situation as there is a war breaking off between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan declared war on Afghanistan yesterday and told the Taliban that they're about to run operations against them. And they released a lot of footage of attacks that they've done on Afghanistan. Pretty wild. Alright, so on with the news. We got the United States evacuating Israel's embassy staff as Trump's Iran decision is looming. Here's the one about Pakistan saying that they're in an open war with Afghanistan after the latest strikes. This was out of their defense minister's mouth. We have Russia, China, and Iran urging restraint in Pakistan as they're striking Afghanistan at the moment. They know that this can turn into a regional war. Russia is denying that they're in any nuclear talks with the United States, as the United States is saying that they're in nuclear talks with Russia to figure out how they're going to make a new agreement on disarmament. But it looks like that might be a lie, and all the sides are actually escalating this. We have Russia saying that it's the United States' fault for the shootout that happened with a Cuban Coast Guard ship. There was a bit of a standoff, turned into a shootout, and some American was killed and some other Cubans were killed, but apparently they're from America on a stolen vessel. A whole mess.
So basically what we're hearing about is the rumors of war, okay? Rumor. Bear with me 1 second. All right, we're hearing of the rumors of war, which is leading up into World War III. But we're going to hear more and more of this as time goes on. It doesn't mean that a nuclear bomb is going to hit America tomorrow, but it's just definitely us etching closer to our salvation, okay, and America's annihilation, all right, which is a good thing, all right. That's a good thing for us, bad thing for these Babylonians. I'm gonna play some more of that, but let me grab this real quick. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 43. It says, the king of Babylon have heard, the king of Babylon, the king of Babylon hath heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me, and who will appoint me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord YAHAWASHI. He that hath taken that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, which is today it's America. Okay, these Babylonians here in America. And Salakia is early, but bear with me. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So the least of the flock of the Edomites, okay, the small hats, who you call the Jewish, all right, that's the least of the flock, and they're drawing out America into this war with Iran. It says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, and this is what is going to, be the end result. Okay, America's going to be destroyed. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations, and the whole world is going to, be changed. Okay, after America's destroyed. All right. I want to grab this though. That's why I had to read that real quick. But let me go back to this video. But first, rumors of war. Let's grab this. So that's Matthew 24:6. Let's bring it over here. Matthew, see it didn't pop up right here. That's the blue letter for you. Matthew 24:6. And we're gonna go back to them videos. Bear with me. I want to grab these precepts as the Spirit jump on me. It says Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You see, so we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. And Iran, Israel, and America, and the whole thing with Russia too. These are major, indicators, signs of what's to come, that we're almost out of here. All right. So it says, be not troubled, and we're not troubled. Okay, in fact, we're stoked, we're excited, and you might, because we're gonna go out and teach in a few hours at camp, but you might, start having these, sleeper cells activated and over here in America, and different, incidents over here in America on American soil. Don't be surprised. All right, this is why it's not a time to be lost and confused and out there, like a dumb deer in headlights, amongst big crowds and stuff, man. It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. We're seeing this. It says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. What we're seeing is just the beginning of sorrows.
Yes, but Russia is saying that the United States is designing this to start a war with Cuba, basically. Experts are saying that Putin didn't start World War III. He started European War III, which is still World War III.
Yeah, so that show you that the Edomites is divided. European war. The Europeans are the Edomites, okay? The Europeans today are the Edomites, and they're divided. Scripture says, a house divided cannot stand. So this man's house being divided, his nation being divided, they're falling out of power. Okay, they cannot stand.
How many countries going to be involved in that, on top of the Middle East conflicts that's going on top of the conflicts in Africa, on top of the conflicts over here in the Americas, and we don't even got to speak on what's about to happen with China. And then we got the Russian media repeating what their president said years ago. What is the world without Russia? Saying if the West destroys Russia, then what's the world without it? They don't care about destroying the planet afterwards. Shit's getting kind of crazy. Anyways, I got more news next. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
It's officially go time. The U.S., Israel did a joint attack on Iran. I'm not even messing with y'all today. On Iran just now. Also firing missiles directly at the Supreme Leader's residence. Wake up. I know it's late. I was sleeping. I just got up to make.
They always do this in the middle of the night, okay? While Congress is sleeping, they doing, and really it's just Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump, okay, that's doing this on their own.
This video for y'all. I know most y'all won't see it till the morning, but at least when you wake up, you'll know it's definitely time. What's really crazy about all this was, didn't Iran just say that they would give up all their, enriching? Not to mention, Purim starts in just a few days, and at the peak of the eclipse is going to be 3:33 a.m. on March 3rd.
You heard that? There's going to be an eclipse on March 3rd, okay? I believe it's a red moon, a blood moon eclipse or something like that. March 3rd, all right? So these are the signs in the heavens. I've been going into this a lot lately about the signs in the heavens. The Lord is showing us. He's giving us all the signs and indicators of what's to come, what's happening. All right, that's why we tell you to repent, to seek YAHAWASHI, and do to the best of your ability to get right with the Lord, because the end is very, very near. All right. Like I said, it ain't going to be tomorrow. Prophecy still got to be fulfilled. But this shows you that this is how you know that we're getting closer to the rest of the prophecies. Jacob's trouble. Okay. Going in full swing. Martial law. Okay. The MOTB being established and, pushed. All right. So get ready.
Think about that for a minute. Purim from the book of Esther, it was when the Hebrews escaped annihilation from Persia. Iran is current day Persia. Told y'all, not just on the YT video, because I couldn't put it nowhere else but there. But all
eclipse of war. Wow. Yeah, so we got, and then we got, Passover coming up, okay, next month. So just go to show you that we are in a time of the end, okay? Babylon is through. America's on its way out. And what that means is that our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. This is good news for us. All right, you know the market's gonna go crazy. Okay, when they open back up, these stock markets and stuff is gonna go haywire. All right, and a lot of people are going to be, let me say, a lot of things are going to change after this, man.
Everything happening in the world right now. And while it was a U.S. joint Israel strike, it was still a preemptive strike on the side of that Middle Eastern country. Remember, also Russia and China in the Strait of Hormuz with Iran. Entering into Purim, and then March 3rd, 3:33 a.m. for the peak of the lunar eclipse. All strikes have allegedly been leadership housing. How do y'all feel about this? Let me know. It's officially go time. The U.S., Israel did a joint attack on Iran. I'm not even messing with y'all today.
Hey, you got a lot of people here in America, okay, that's from Iran. They, from that region, man. They might start gathering them people up, okay. And so it's this little halal spot I go to, and they pretty much from that area, and this is going to give them the just like what happened with Pearl Harbor, man. They're going to start gathering them up and putting them in them internment camps. And then that's when they're going to give them the, to cover everybody else. Somebody put Ezekiel 38 and 39. Let's grab that real quick. Ezekiel 38 and 39. Let's see what that say. Where I'm at, so a lot. Ezekiel 38. I ain't gonna make this too long. And 39. Alright, because we're gonna go out. What? There is no Ezekiel 38 and 39. Maybe they meant to put 28. But we at the end of this place, man. All right, we are at the end. Okay, and YAHAWASHI is not going to play, no. So they don't know what the hell they're talking about. All right, but yeah, man. All right, so let me go over here. Let's grab a nut. See what else we got up here. Here we go. Let's play this. I want to play this. All right, because this is in fair use. I'm not making any monetary gain off of this. This is no hate speech. This is just the truth. It says ex-CIA member talks about Israelis Mossad, which is like the CIA of Israel. I genuinely believe everything he is saying is true. Now, look, this is how they get down now. Let me grab this real quick before I even read it. Let's grab this real quick. Revelation, which, we got to qualify it. This was originally talking about Jake, but now it's talking about these Edomites. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and they shall know that I have loved thee." So the Lord said these people are the synagogue of Satan.
They won't want to kill you. They won't like just do a close in hit.
they'll blow up the entire city block where you.
It's a movie called Caught Stealing. All right, it's a good movie to watch. I actually got inspired to watch it by the elder, the elder Malcolm. He mentioned it in one of his videos, but it's a movie. It's called Caught Stealing, and you know, it shows you like in uptown New York or whatever. Basically, a situation happened or whatever, and you know, you got a very large small hat population out there. Well, basically, the cops were even afraid of these small hats, and they called them the monsters. All right. But in this movie, you know, they were, you know, they pretty much were showing how these people live, and you know how they're pretty much above the law. Okay, so he's saying how they're so bloodthirsty, they're not gonna just come and get rid of you. You want to get rid of, they get rid of your whole block. Anybody who's ever talked to you. That's the spirit of this man. All right, he's the border of wickedness.
They'll kill 1,000 people
just to get you.
and they don't care.
And then they say,
What are you gonna do about it? You gonna go to the International Court of Justice?
Do they really do this?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you ever interact with them?
Yes.
And how did you find them to be?
Miserable.
My very first briefing that I ever gave as a junior analyst was to the Israelis. My boss said, okay, he says, you're going to give your first classified liaison briefing. So it's going to be the Israelis, and there are a couple things you should know. I said, okay.
He said, we don't allow the Israelis into the building. Ever.
I said, why not? He said, because they spy on us. Not only do they spy on us, they would always bring gifts. Like, oh, we brought this wonderful gift for you.
A gift destroyeth the heart. Okay, a gift destroyeth the heart, man. All right, and this is just a demonic tactic. They want to give you all these gifts to soothe you over, but really there's a hidden agenda.
And there, every time somebody tries to bring something in, you have to X-ray it. And it's got like listening devices, and it's packed with 2 years worth of batteries. We're like, you guys, you have to stop doing this. Every time you come here, you try to bug our conference rooms. It's bad form. You have to stop doing it. And then they're like, oh, okay. We knew you would find it. We're just kidding.
Come on.
So we have to meet them
Miles away from headquarters.
They want to kill you. They won't.
Hey, man. Wow. We went to this in the class the other night, man, how the world is exposing these individuals, man. Okay, the whole world is starting to identify who the wicked is. Explosions heard and seen in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, UAE, after Iran launches multiple ballistic missiles, right? Okay. So war has officially got kicked off. The deputy governor of Hormozgan province in Iran reports that 36 girls were killed in an attack carried out by Israeli warplanes on all girls school in the city of Minab. Let's go back. So this is what's going on.
Sometimes they find
the real reason I left the United States is this. In the last few hours,
Our president will.
the real reason I left the United States is this. In the last few hours, Iran has issued a direct warning to the United States. They have said, we will set your world on fire, and Iranian military leaders are now saying, if Supreme Leader Khamenei is touched, the response will be total. The message is clear. And to Donald Trump and to Washington, do not move, do not strike, do not attempt assassination, because if you do, the fire will not stay regional. In the last 10 hours, analysts have also warned that the Iran crisis now carries nuclear risk. Just days ago, Iran issued a new assassination warning against Trump, saying that this time the bullet will not miss. And today the language escalated. Not just a bullet, not just a finger, but we will set your world on fire. And Trump's response was, if Iran assassinates me, the whole country is going to get blown up. He has very firm instructions that if anything were to happen, they're, I quote, going to wipe them off the face of this earth. This is how modern war begins. Not with bombs, with statements. Not with troops, with threats and deadlines. This is why I keep saying we are in World War III. The real reason I left the United
Look at this. This is Eve. Don't underestimate USA. The American flag. I'm just gonna see a picture of her, man. Yes, Eve. Donald Trump needs to be impeached and removed from office. That's not gonna happen. This is why he doing what he's doing. I'm not gonna play all that. All right, let me see. I'll just show a picture of her, but it don't matter. All right, but you know, that shows you a lot of people are pretty much, you know, lost and confused. All right, but it also said, somebody said read your Bible. Somebody else said right here, says aliens will intervene. They don't want nuclear war. It affects them too. Well, there is no such thing as aliens. The aliens are the angels, and they will intervene, but they will allow America to be nuked. Okay. America and Israel will be hit with missiles. All right, let's go back. I think we got one more.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Our president will start a war with Iran.
All right, there you go, man. Hey, call HALAL YAHAWASHI. We almost out of here, and this is what that means. Let's grab a few more precepts. We'll close out, bringing it back over here to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6 in the NLT. It says, let's go in the AMP real quick. Actually, let's see what it say in the AMP. Sometimes the AMP go off, but it be on point sometimes too. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6, it says, you will continually hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not frightened, for those things must take place, but that is not yet the end of the age. For nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. But all these things are merely the beginning of birth pangs, of the intolerable anguish and the time of unprecedented trouble. We're coming into a time of unprecedented trouble, and this is the beginning of it. Okay, it's just the beginning. We ain't seen nothing yet. And they will hand you over to endure tribulation, and you will be put to death. It's like, will put you to death, and you will be hated of all nations because of my name. Right? They're going to turn against the men of the Lord. At that time, many will be offended and repelled by their association with me. Yeah, a lot of people gonna start, denouncing Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi, taking that beast system, that MOTB. Okay, a lot of guys are already leaving the truth. It says, and will fall away from the one whom they should trust. Right, you fall away from the very one you should trust, and will betray one another, handing over believers to their persecutors, telling on you, okay, collecting bounties on you, your own family members, man. Certain brothers that was once in the camp that left or got kicked out, they gonna tell on you, okay. Tell people where you live at, all type of stuff, man. We got all type of things, in store. It says, and will hate one another, right? Will hate one another. All right, so that's the time we're coming into, man. Okay, a time of not of peace but of war. Let's grab that. Love, hate. All right, what's that? Ecclesiastes. Yep. Because we ain't in the time of thinking everything is peaches and cream, bro. The Lord's turning this thing up. Let's read it in the AMP as well. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, there is a season, a time appointed for everything, and a time for every delight and event or purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up as lost. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear apart and a time to sew together. A time to keep silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. And understand something, we are definitely in a time of war. Okay? We are definitely in a time of war, and we know this war is going to go nuclear. All right, let me grab let's just see, Valley. Let's grab this. Bear with me 1 second. We'll close out with this. I don't want to make this too long. We're gonna go speak about it at camp, Lord willing, in the next couple of hours. So let's grab this though first. It says you should gather in the valley of bear with me 1 second. Here we go. Yep, I'm thinking it's Jeremiah or Isaiah. It's Joel. So let's go right here. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, I will also gather all nations. I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. All these nations are going to go down there to meet America and Iran in this battle. It says, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So the Lord says he's going to plead with them. He's going to be there to judge them, destroy them. And they have cast lots for my people and given them a boy for an harlot, and so a girl for wine that they might drink. Yeah, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Yeah, the Lord don't give a damn about you Palestinians or you Israelis. The Lord gonna get rid of all y'all heathens. Okay, now there's Israelites among you, but for the most part, these people are heathens, man. Will ye render me a recompense? And will ye recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, which is talking about us. Okay. All right. The children also of Judah and the children of Israel have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders. So this is why this is happening, because of what they did unto us. All right, and everything is playing out now. All right, but the point was that they're going to gather down there in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is that region. Okay, which when you go into Jehoshaphat, it means the Lord has judged. It says it over here in the AMP. That's because I didn't know to say that. But basically, YAHAWASHI's judgment, man, is going to be stamped in that region. Okay. The Lord's going to crack the sky, come through with the chariots, zap, zap, zap. They're going to shoot missiles off, nukes, and then the Lord's going to come over here to this side of the world and deliver his elect. This is the time we're coming into. Scripture says, birds flying shall he defend Jerusalem. So if you're not an Israelite serving YAHAWASHI, you're going to be in trouble when this thing take off, man. Shalom, come and show Allah, praise, blessings, edifying to the whole elect. Shalom.